Hello and welcome. This is Peter Beckenham, the Village Marketer. And today's thoughtful moments are all about 5 practical tips to be more persuasive. Sometimes when we're asking for a favor, we tend to skip over important aspects of the conversation for a multiple of reasons. While you may skip over these steps in favor of convenience, doing so may be harming your goal. And it may also be harming your relationships. Be aware of that. So here's 5 practical tips to keep in mind. 1, explain yourself. Explaining yourself can sometimes feel like you're giving excuses. Don't think like that. I need to borrow $50 because I ran out of gas. That can sometimes feel like an excuse, right? But take that one step further. I need to borrow $50 because I ran out of gas and the card reader at the gas station is broken. Sometimes just giving someone a valid reason why you need their help can make all the difference. Make sense? The second practical tip to be more persuasive, listen, then ask. Listening helps you learn about the other person if you don't already know them. When a person is familiar, it permits you to get off on the right foot, because you are hearing what their objections to your favor might be. Listening, and I mean truly listening, allows you to make a connection and build a relationship which will endear others to you. Practical tip number 3, give back. Giving back doesn't necessarily mean returning the favor. You could write a thank you note or buy them a gift as a way of showing them how much you appreciate their assistance. Or maybe you can simply owe the person one so that you can be of service to them when they need help sometime in the future. Practical tip number 4, say it in a different way. Rephrasing your feelings is a common form of practicing better communication, especially during an argument, right? It's also useful when persuading someone. Instead of saying to your spouse, for example, "You make me mad when you don't put your dirty clothes in the clothes basket." For instance, you could say, "I feel stressed by the extra housework that needs to be done." This shifts the blame away from the other person and doesn't instantly put them on the defensive. And by the way, make sure you share with the washing duties as well, okay? Practical tip number 5, ask in person. Even though we so frequently nowadays use text messaging and emails, etc., and even Zoom calls, right? These are relatively impersonal. Whilst a telephone conversation is a better way to have a real conversation with someone, the best way for asking a favor is really to see each other face to face. This forms an intimate bond like nothing else, which means you are more likely to get a yes to your request, right? So trying to persuade someone to do something for you can be uncomfortable. I accept that. However, using these 5 tips will give you a better chance of getting what you need and will give you multiple chances to connect with that person, build a relationship with them on a personal level where you both can be winners. Because persuading people is not a one-way street. Persuading people could be for the benefit of them, not necessarily you. Think about that. Practical skills are essential for all entrepreneurs. And so is this. Use the link you see on the screen, peterbeckenham.com/performance, and book a complimentary laser-focused coaching call with me, where together you and I can sort out your number 1 sales issue.